What's up, everyone?
What's good, family?
Hello, hello, hello.
What is up, y'all?
Welcome. Happy Thursday. Y'all already know Thursdays belong to the Iwegbus. Y'all already know we are your number one relationship podcast, all things dating, all things marriage.
Yes.
First and foremost, my name is Tekeishia.
And my name is Namdi.
And you are Pillow Talking with the Iwegbus. Episode 37.
37. What is up?
I was trying to hold it a little bit. It's been a minute.
Hey, my peeps in here. What's good, Regina?
What's good, everyone? Welcome in. Listen, y'all. Go ahead and like this video. You're going to like it.
Yes, send it up the algorithm right now. And as you're watching, send it up the algorithm. We want this to be in the algorithm. People need to see us tonight, okay?
Yes.
Over everything.
Go ahead and like,
over
comment,
all the drama, okay?
Subscribe. Go ahead and share this link with your mama and your daddy and your brothers and your sisters. Be like, hey, y'all, this is a really entertaining podcast. And they also, are bringing 2 hours of Jesus. Okay. So go ahead and invite your people, y'all. I promise if you have never been here before, we thank you for being here. I'm going to say it like how the pastor say it. But if y'all been dating us for quite some time, right? This is for every person that watches after we go live. You like us. You love us. So go ahead and join the family. And how can you do that? You can do that by subscribing.
Yeah. Just to say a stat that I saw today, about almost 50% of the people that watch us are not subscribed. So half is subscribed, half is not subscribed. Listen, if that's you. Wild. If you in that 50%, half. Come on, we be having some numbers here. Hey, come on and subscribe, man. Go ahead and join us in the Pillow Talking family, okay? Straight up.
Well, how are you doing, babe? How has this week been for you?
This week has
been. I feel
like
you look so uncomfortable with these pillows.
Yeah,
like
I just need more
support.
I need more. Yeah, it is what it is. But
the couch is so deep, y'all.
It is, man.
Like
it
looks short, but there's like a deep dive back.
Yeah, like this couch right here. Y'all used to sit here. You just fall asleep on a Sunday and be knocked.
For sure.
But anyway, my week has been pretty good so far. I can't complain. Really, some different things maybe on the horizon, and I'm excited about that. Really,
you are.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah,
okay, got it.
That thing. I'm excited for what it could be.
Yeah,
and just where we're going. Yeah, and just other things. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
So for the most part, really
looking
good.
Forward to the future.
Looking forward to it. Had a really good session the other day for the program that we're in.
Yeah.
And
Great.
Just did some confirmation on mentorship and stuff like that I had already been seeking. I have been going in alignment with that. I'm like, every time when God shows me these clues, like that you're on the right road, I feel so good about that. I'm like, okay, Lord, all right. He just put words to what I'm already walking. You know what I'm saying?
Take the
what's that?
Lower third off thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he already was putting words to what I'm walking, and so I felt good. It was like, all right, good. Let's do this. And I did a live kind of explaining my mind frame, because I had already had that. And what I'm talking about is one of the things our mentors was telling us about was making sure that we had certain mentors in each area, like a primary voice in each area. So let's say, for instance, finances. There's so much noise when it comes to what's on the internet now. We have so much access. You know what I'm saying? To so many different voices, and you could get caught up and you could get confused. Like, should I start a business or should I be a W-2 worker and save up a 401k and retire at so and so? Like, if you listen, because so many people have so many different philosophies, and they're neither is wrong for the most part. Like, not everyone is wrong. Not everyone has some bad private agenda. It's just that they have a different revelation of what it is to do with their future, and they're just projecting that to you and saying, here's a way. And that does not mean it has to be your way. And so what I had to do, let's just say, I'm taking an example as finances. I was big one in my late 20s to 30s on Dave Ramsey, right? But as I got into my 30s, I started hearing another side that actually made more sense. I kind of felt like, in a way, Dave Ramsey's stuff was a tad bit dated. Yeah, it was a tad bit dated, needed some adjustments. And just for us. And I never thought of when it comes to policies and stuff, term versus cash value, I was never cash value. Now I understand a little bit why some would do it and all that. So again, shifting my perspective and my mindset, and I had to pick one.
Yeah.
And I won't put that on y'all what I had to pick, but I picked one and I had to go with that voice. And so again, our mentor kind of just gave me confirmation, like, all right, you're going in the right direction with narrowing those voices down.
Yeah. I'm gonna piggyback off of that as well.
Yeah.
I'm about to tell Instagram, y'all, we love y'all. Join us
on
YouTube.
Come on over, y'all.
Come on over.
We're trying to get everybody on. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Come on over to the other side, y'all.
Yes. We're trying to make sure that everybody from Instagram gets over here with us live, man. If y'all are in here live, show us some love in the chat, man. We want to know you in here with us. What's up? How's y'all week been? What's good, Victoria? Yes, that was a great live you did. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm trying to give as much as I can. I got 2 days left, so we'll go ahead. What you was about to say, babe?
No, yeah. So, what was the question?
Yeah, so I was speaking of just how I had to narrow down my voices and how our program basically was helping me see that I was doing the right thing.
Yeah, no, I was piggybacking off of the mentorship. I have absolutely been in that bag, and it's so crazy that I ended up sitting down with a young lady that I met through social media, and I was sitting on her couch, and I was like, I am for sure that this is my year for mentorship and for coaches. And it's so crazy that when I was speaking to her, I was more so just kind of venting. Like I gotta get around people that are further than me. I need people to pour into me. I don't want to be the strongest. I don't want to be the smartest. I don't want to have the most money. I don't want to have the best podcast, the best business, the best anything. I'm ready to be challenged. And again, I was just venting because, when you're a pour and you're consistently encouraging and counseling and coaching and all of that, it can literally just leak in every area of your life, including your friendships. And so I ended up like attracting a lot of people who sought out advice from me when I'm like, dang, wait a minute, this is supposed to be friendship, not, client to coach. And so I found myself venting about it, not knowing that was actually what God was calling me to this year. And so getting in the programs that we've been in. But one thing that the Lord pointed out to me, I've heard this verse all my life. It was something that was read all the time, but it never stood out to me. I'm sure y'all have read the Bible before. Like, I've read this scripture so many times, and it means something so different right now.
Different revelation.
Different revelation. That's Proverbs 11:14. The ESV version says, "Where there is no guidance, a people fall, but in abundance of counselors, of counselors, there is safety." And in some versions, it says victory. Oh, sorry, babe. I'm not trying to do that on purpose. Victory there. So when there is an abundance of counselors, an abundance of mentors, an abundance of advisors, there is victory and there is safety. And I was actually encouraging one of my friends this morning. I'm so proud of her because she really does seek out wisdom and counsel and all of those things. And I'm like, because of that, you're going to have victory. Like, because you don't just bust moves and just kind of make reckless decisions. You seek out people who have fruit in that area saying, hey, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? Even the other day, I've been kind of really working this word in my life. There was a decision that we were trying to make. He was like, you should reach out to so-and-so. And mind you, this person is way further than me in business and, does exactly what I do, but on a higher level. And within a text message, it was like, oh yeah, duh, and so that type of stuff is safety. And it's safety because you can make reckless decisions alone when you don't have the multitude. And so what we learned in our program, I thought was so good because it talked about the multitude, having a coach for every area of your life. So who is your voice for health? Who is your voice for your spiritual? Who is your voice for relationships? And so it's been a bag that we've been in for some time now.
Yeah, definitely been a crazy good blessing for us and just in our growth. And that was before we even got in this crazy, because before we got in this, we were already praying about mentorship and things of that sort for this year. And just, one of the things our pastor always says is that you don't go as far as your dream, you go as far as your team. And it was just like, dang, we got so much of a heavy weight because we ain't really got a team like that. Like it's heavy and it gets heavy, and that's when the burnout comes and things. When you don't have a community of people, they're kind of helping you along, affirming you along, cheering you along, helping you to see, all right, yeah, I see what you're seeing there, but I see something else. Like somebody to call something out in you that you don't even see in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like they're not in competition with you. So they're okay with telling you like, hey, nah, you about to charge that, but you should charge way higher. Yeah. You should charge way higher. Hey, you don't know, but you actually you speak very well. You know, things like that. You need those type of people in your life, man. So I'm telling you, get the right circle around you, get the right advisors around you, to help that when you get them, that will help you go further. I believe that. So
I agree. Definitely. It's the year. I think I've also been telling ladies of like, you got to get it. Like most of us, when I talk to women, they can tell me like, oh, I know I need to do this and do that. And yeah, I need to eat right and need to lose some weight. And I'm supposed to move over here. Like most of the time we know what to do. You need that push. You need that coach, literally like almost like a trainer, like get up right now. You know, you need someone to really kick you in the butt. I remember when I heard Jeremy Anderson say, it was my first time hearing him say, nobody's coming to save you. And I was so like offended by that. Like, why would you yell at me like that? But it's like, it's so true. Like nobody is coming to make you lose weight. Nobody is coming to make you change that old mindset that you have. Nobody's coming to rescue you in any shape, you know, or form. And sometimes you have to literally pay for people to help you. You have to pay for people to encourage you. You have to pay for people to counsel you and coach you through. So this has been a coach mentorship season for the both of us where we are unapologetic about it too.
Man, I hope that y'all heard that no one is coming to save you. Like no one is. Because I used to think that as long as I was a good person, and I did great things, I took care of my children, I was good by my wife, that the success that I'm looking for is inevitable. And it just don't happen. You just don't catch it. You know what I'm saying? You have to fight for it. You have to grow towards it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially if you want a lot of things. Like for us, we want our kids to be set. That's the drive for everything. It's like we want to make sure our kids, when the Caucasians get married, they got a house waiting for them. They got a car waiting for them. They have certain things set up for them. And you know, there's just no excuse anymore for us to not do the same for our children. So and also another thing, speaking to something that you were saying earlier, now I'm remembering about making it work for you.
Making will work for you.
It was like, I forgot, but let's just pretend like you asked me how my week was going too. But I had a situation. No, it's okay.
I was about to jump to that. I'm bad.
No, it's okay. I just forgot. It was something you were saying that I forgot that you said, but it made me think of something. I've been telling the ladies, like we've been, I've been in my fitness bag. You know, your girl's been, doing her thing,
looking amazing,
feeling amazing. Thank you, babe.
Looking so good.
I feel really good. But this time is different because I'm not just following one way. It was about the voices, right? It's like narrowing the voices and making whatever works for you. So Dave Ramsey probably clearly works for millions of people. Yes. But for everybody, it doesn't, for depending on where you're at, where you're starting, what's your lifestyle, certain things we just could not do. We were already too far in the pits, to do some stuff. And that was also even concerning like my lifestyle of health and fitness and homeschooling my kids. Our life looks really, really, really different. And had I followed, I went on a play date today, and one of the moms was just encouraging me, like, your life is really different, and everything is going to have to reflect that. So trying to get something in a box and your life is not in a box makes no sense. Like, you are an entrepreneur, you have your own schedule, you do this, you do that, but you're trying to have like this one area look really totally opposite of everything else. It just typically won't work. And so it was just really encouraging, kind of the road that I've been on. Like, no, I'm going to make it work for me. I'm not going to just follow somebody because it worked for them. Even if it's good, it has to work for me. So that's kind of another bag.
That's good. That's good. Hey, that's a great revelation, man. So anything else from the week, baby? All right, listen. Hey, I want to go in the chat real quickly here before we get to popping into things here.
Hi, y'all. How y'all
What's
feeling?
good with y'all, man? Let's see. Regina said her week has been good. I took y'all advice and took a week trip to a state. I feel the Lord is calling me to what? What? Time to leave my home. Town.
Now we encouraging people to leave their hometown.
Hey, listen, if it works for you, it works for you. Listen, there is so much power in proximity. We have been blessed. Not everyone I've seen. It's crazy. And this is why I tell people to make sure it's for you and you're not doing it because it's a trendy thing or whatever. You're trying to run away from something. I would tell them because when I was younger, what I noticed was a lot of times people in my 20s would move away. They would move to Atlanta. They would move to Dallas. They would move to Houston and they'd be back within about a couple years or so. And I don't know what it is, but I can only assume that a lot of times because we were in our 20s, they went and they kicked it way too hard. Most people. Well, a lot of people just kick it way too hard, lost all their money, don't have no lifeline. They're way more connected to their family than what they really think. So it actually hurt them more than it helped them. You know, some people it's like, no, you're really tight knit with your family. You need to stay there. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to really stay there. That you have everybody as a support. And for us, it made the most sense. And so listen, I'm so glad that Regina said, listen, this is my time to go. She's listening to the call. That's great.
That is such a blessing.
So glad.
So glad.
All right, this is what I'm on right now. I do. Victoria said that's what I'm on right now. I do LOL on Mondays. Ladies of Light, what is up? They in there. Ladies of Light on Mondays.
So much happening for us, y'all. Should I announce? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we haven't got that together yet.
No, not that. No, I'm just saying, like, period. Just say what we're about.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can get in there. Okay, all right. Celebrate. She says she's celebrate recovery on Tuesdays. Come on, Wednesdays. Community group on Thursdays. Marriage. Hey, listen, they are growing.
Oh, is this Tori?
Yeah,
I think this is Tori. Victoria.
Yes.
Maybe it's Tori.
Oh, it's Tori. Okay.
No, I'm saying it might be.
All right. Let's see.
There's no pictures out of it.
And Jay says, where is a great place to start in your state/city when you're one of the wiser, stronger, etc. ones in your group? Also, y'all look good and fresh and quality. Hey, thank you, Jay. We appreciate that, man. Definitely.
Love the compliment of quality, man. Anytime somebody's like, I remember when we had our old camera, because this is like a top-notch camera. Praise God. Thank you, Lord. We're so humble. But our last camera, we hated it.
Had to go through some things.
We hated it so much, but I had someone who's like really in quality, like really in the game. And she was like, girl, y'all quality is top-notch. I'm like, is it? I'm like, wow. But no, we love those compliments. So thank you.
He said, where's a great place to start in your state/city when you're one of the wiser, stronger, etc. ones in your group? I would say a great place to start, Jay, is any event that comes into your town that's about growth. Okay, so for instance, it may be a business conference or whatever it is that you're mainly interested in. Go to that conference. There are like-minded people at that conference that's moving and grooving and that actually live in your city and they're attending that conference. So I would tell you to start there. If your church, church small groups, like for instance, our church has groups that are not just about just the Bible. Like we have groups centered around certain things. It might be basketball or it might be business, right? They have all types of sectors there. And so, maybe at a church, I don't know if yours has that, but the small groups there as well. So those are a couple things that come to my mind. Anything that come to your mind?
No, that was immediately what I was going to say. Get in the rooms, right? Yes. Like you might have to expand even yourself. And I don't know what you do for a living or anything. We always suggest to move. Seriously, if it isn't no growth happening in your city, because where we came from, it wasn't a lot of like business programs and things sliding through. In Kansas City, people wasn't pulling up like that. Yeah. There was like small things, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, we wasn't the main stop for everybody.
Definitely wasn't. Yeah. So if that's you, then I would look around. But if you do have things that are coming to your town, if there's there's your top dogs in the city that are throwing events and whatnot, get in there, get in some high and be high level yourself, right? Yes. Because a lot of times And I'm not talking just to you no more, okay? Listen, but a lot of times we feel like we're the smartest or we're the strongest in our group, but really we haven't grown because your friend group does reflect you. And so maybe you're beginning to outgrow them, but the more that you grow as an individual, the more you'll be able to attract people that are growing too. So focus on yourself, get in the gym, eat right, get in some events, always work on personal development, and you'll meet some people.
Yeah, you definitely will. See, yes, that story says she the same person. Sorry for the confusion. It's all good.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
you good. You good. He said, got it. I attended online ones, but I definitely need to seek in and out in person ones. I lead a small group. Okay, good. Leadership. Right? I like you need to join a group next time.
If you gotta read louder.
Oh, okay, I'm over here. Yeah. All right. So he said, I got it. I attended online ones, but I definitely need to seek out in-person ones. I lead a small group, LOL. So I likely need to join a group next time I teach, and I plan to move after this year. Hey, listen.
The pillow talkers are gonna be some movers.
They're gonna be some movers. Hey, listen, man, you got one life here. Okay, right here. You know what I'm saying? Make this your best one. Why waste it somewhere you do not want to be? I'm telling you, you do not have to. It's a whole big old world out here. You don't have to be. You can be in Africa, whatever you want to be. Whatever fits with you. Make sure you go there. Did you want to go to the ladies? Did you want to speak on that at all? In the broadcast here,
I was going to also say, if you don't love where you stay, move. Like that can be a big enough reason. You don't even have to have a super deep spiritual reason. Like it's a lot of things aren't as deep as we make them to be. If you don't have opportunities that is in your field, like if you do music and you're in Nebraska, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just certain things where it's like, okay, this doesn't make sense for what I want to do in the future. Everything does not have to be super deep and prophetic. Some things are just you desire more. So if you desire more and your hometown is not giving it to you, consider moving. Consider getting on up out of there, because I absolutely love where we stay. I love the home. I love the like everything. I was just telling him, all we need is a Target, like closer to us, and it's a wrap. We're not going nowhere. Like that's all we literally need. And I feel like life is so short. It's also so unpredictable that you should be striving to be as content as possible, to enjoy life, to challenge yourself, to evolve, to elevate in all ways possible. And if your hometown is a part of the reason why you cannot elevate,
deuces.
Talk to you later.
Really ain't with all love.
Hey, okay, Ladies of Lights.
Ladies of Light. Speak to that real quick, baby.
Yeah, so I have created a group of women called Ladies of Lights. These women are just daughters of God, that are striving to get back to the original design of what God created them to be in every area of life. So from our relationship with the Lord to wives, women that desire to be wives, and you just need that accountability, that encouragement, that wisdom, that advice, someone in front of you that can look back and say, hey sis, might want to move like this, or just encouragement. It's been such a blessing, y'all. The reviews that I've been getting, women that have not opened up their Bible in how long and are beginning to read the word every single day. Women that did not speak and are getting on the mic and getting on camera. Confidence is being built through this program. Encouragement, just all the love. It literally is what the name is, Ladies of Light. So if you want to be a part of it, DM me, add me.
Shout out to all the Ladies of Light out here. Listen, join her, man. If this is your first time ever tuning in with us, I want to let y'all know who we are. So what we do, so our mission is to help as many people as possible receive God's best in relationships. Okay, so you may be in a relationship, you might be married, or you just got out of a relationship, whatever it may be. You want to do better in relationships. We are the real, raw, and relevant authority when it comes to relationships. All right, that's us. That's us. I was just telling people on the live, and we about to jump into it real quick, but I was like, I came up with this, and then I didn't really want to do pillow talking like on relationships, but we were pushed towards it. Like our mentor told us, like your audience will tell you what they want, and we really saw that people wanted us with the relationships from the DMs and everything when we spoke on it. So we walked into it, and I started to think of like, why not, y'all? Why not? Most of the time when we see relationships spoke about from those who are believers, okay, when we see it spoke about, it's usually from a pastor who has a wife who he's had all his kids with. They never told us if they had fornication before they got married. Or any
Definitely don't hear that
they
part.
never hear that part when it comes to it. We don't really get the real raw. We don't see a lot of blended families from the pulpit or anything like that.
Yeah.
So many of our leaders and many of the voices, most people can't relate with.
Yeah.
Because most of us, end up having sex before marriage.
For sure.
Most of us, a good amount nowadays, have blended families, things of that sort.
For sure.
So I think that once again, why we're so needed, that's the reason why right there. So
I agree.
Welcome.
Yeah. Welcome. And I also want to say today, y'all, I was on a play date. I just had so much fun on this play date, y'all. I had a play date with 2 other moms and a dad, and it was really, really awesome. And I was telling them about the podcast, and it was like, people are always going to be attracted to vulnerability because it's something that everyone desires. Some part of them wish that they can be that free. So that you speaking about the things that you've gone through and with such authority and such openness is attractive to people. Like, it pulls people in. And I'm listening. I'm like, she first of all, she said, nobody wants a perfect story. Like, we don't want to hear that because our stories aren't perfect, right? Even though we try to pretend in some way, we try to cover up, we try to put on the mask, we try to portray ourselves to be a certain way. Nobody's really attracted to it. It's actually a turnoff. When someone walks in like, did the message not go off?
I think I accidentally did.
Oh, okay. I was like, what was that? No, but when someone walks in the room, they're like, yeah, I'm here now. Yeah, scoot over. I got, you kind of look at that person like, if you don't sit your butt down and shut up and sit back, like, no one likes a snobby, arrogant, know-it-all, everything went great for me type of person. And so I think most people want a down to earth, keep it real with you, be open, be vulnerable, transparent. And so you are at the right place, y'all. We literally try to hold back how transparent we are.
Man,
I was looking at a clip that I was creating. Namdi was just about to go into. I'm like, hey, ho, wait a minute, buddy. They don't need to know that.
That's one of my gifts and challenges.
It is. It's something that both of us are so comfortable in. It literally flows out of us. Like, we're literally practicing holding back a little bit, becoming a little bit more discreet, because especially when growing relationships, it can actually be very dangerous to overshare because people can pretend to be the version that you're saying you need. I remember when you told me, I posted on Facebook years ago,
I was with you.
Before we got together, you was like, I posted whoever I marry. I don't know.
Yeah, you posted that whoever I marry need to want this, and it was like a blue-eyed pit bull or something. And I was looking like, I guess you're basically letting them know what they need to do.
You remember that it was
it's like a blue-eyed pit bull. I remember that because I don't like dogs. Straight up, it is what it is. Don't bring your dog around me.
And let me tell you what I was speaking to. She's basically my adopted grandma, and I asked her what her regret was, and she said that she never got a dog for her family because her husband did not like dogs. I sat there. I said, out of everything you can regret in life, you regret not letting your
kids.
Bad. That, first of all, that isn't too bad.
That's not bad at all.
Shout
out to her.
For her to think of that, I'm like, wow, my husband don't like dogs either.
Heck no.
I promise y'all.
Stinking dog.
Yeah, hold on. I want y'all to comment and we're about to get into the show. I want y'all to comment down below. Do y'all want me to vlog when I surprise Namdi with a dog? Because I'm gonna tell y'all this. I am going to do it.
Listen,
I promise I'm going to do it. Like, I'm getting a dog. That is one area that I can't submit in.
Here's where I will possibly compromise. I possibly compromise. I told her, here's the deal. If we get to the point we got $1 million home, it's big enough to where you could be around that dog. I don't want the dog all licking on me, all up on me, just smelling up. And I didn't grow up with pets.
Let me ask you this.
Good, and I have a traumatic reason for it.
Oh
my cousin almost half his lip was bit off by a dog that we trusted.
Baby. Okay, y'all. Okay, let me tell y'all something.
Thank God they sold it back over.
Was it a pit bull?
I don't know what it was. I know they kept that thing on that tree.
Was it
crazy?
Exactly. So thank you for saying that. No. Thank you for saying that. Because let me tell y'all something. Anybody who has had a traumatic situation with a dog was typically Black people who neglected their dog or they trained them to fight. So they were literally neglected animals. So they have more of a temper, right? So we already know pit bulls, boxers, certain breeds, are bred to fight and be protectors and all of that. But most of the time, baby, what's on me?
Nothing. I'm looking at you.
Most of the time they were neglected. So when you train up a dog in the way that he should go, you know what happens. So okay, this is my last question about the dog. Remember Aaliyah's dog?
Yeah, Aaliyah's dog wasn't bad. I just
hold on, no. Was she cute?
She cute. Ain't no dog cute.
Remember she came upstairs, she got in the bed
with you? Not one dog will ever be cute.
Did she get in the bed with you?
I don't know.
I think she hopped up in the bed.
Might have hopped up on me or something.
Oh, she likes you.
I don't mess with the dogs.
I'm gonna have to look. Yeah.
But I mean,
do y'all want me to vlog the experience? Because I'm doing it.
Thank God I got her. For somebody caught her in a dog park talking about Scruffy up here acting. He knew you was coming there too. Scruffy. Everybody say Boomerang, Scruffy, whatever. He was looking for that dog, and he was really trying to catch the chick. They was gonna do that to you because then it was gonna be some wolf of a man who had a dog. He's like, oh, she like dogs. I'm about to bring the pit out. Yeah, I don't know where my dog at. Oh man, he's just like about this yay high. Oh my gosh, can I help you find him?
Okay, y'all. I was literally going to be a veterinarian assistant. I love animals, not just dogs. I love animals, goats, cows, lizards. Like I love animals. And so I just never would have thought I would marry somebody that absolutely hates them. I can't stand them. What, can I get some fish?
I guess you gonna feed
so
them.
We can get a fish tank.
We can get a fish tank. I don't care.
Lizard?
No.
Turtles.
Wow.
Turtles in a boat.
Yeah, they need to be out. But anyway, what you mean? They need to be out anyway.
No, would you be okay with a turtle?
I guess. I don't care.
Oh, okay. Hamster and bunny?
No. Too close to other little furry things.
Cat. No. Oh, like mice.
No. Yeah.
A cat?
No. I don't know daggone cat. They look evil. Anyway.
No, they're not.
Hey, listen, y'all. Don't judge me. It is what it is. I ain't grow with pets. I was good. Crazy thing is my mama grew up with a pet dog, but she never got us one.
She should have.
Good. It was good. So it's all good.
You do know I'm gonna have a farm.
Yeah, we're gonna pray on everything. Anyway, let's look at this comments and then we about to get into our first subject, babe. Okay.
Y'all let me know if y'all want to vlog it.
Let's see. Someone said a side note, the High C song was fire. Okay.
Period. Thank you so much. Thanks for streaming. Make sure y'all go watch the video.
And somebody said we love the overshare. I bet y'all do, man. But I think it's because one of our mentors, he's so good at telling you, getting the point, but we don't know nothing about what he's saying.
Y'all, this man must have told a story. He said one day in the middle of the night.
Yes.
He said, I stepped over a thing.
Yeah.
And I went in the restroom. And I went back in the bed, and we were like, "Wait, what? What are you? What?"
But the point still was like,
the point hit. No, the point for sure hit. But we was like, "What did you step over? Like, why couldn't you tell us what you hit your knee on?" Like
he's so good at it.
He injured his shin or something. We were like, "So why couldn't you tell it?" You know how I would tell, I'd be like, y'all, middle of the night, y'all. Me and Namdi was up all night watching Game of Thrones. Middle of the night, y'all, I ended up stepping on the back of my ear. You know, like I'm gonna tell the story. I was like, why did he leave that detail out?
That's good. I guess it leaves us always this mysteriousness about him.
Y'all, too, like, I promise y'all, I have a bit of jealousy toward people that can live private lives.
Real talk.
Like I even when we've tried to, I'm like, babe, God did not call us to it.
Yeah, it's not necessarily.
It's not our ministry.
We can probably not share some things and get better at that, but
for sure,
we're probably always going to be pretty transparent. That's just who we are.
We are.
This is what it is. But so thank you so much for that, Regina, for affirming us in that. He said I'm with Namdi. It's no to the dogs over here. Just visit a friend out of town, and as soon as I walked in, it was smacked with the nasty dog. Yes, the dog smell, man. We don't want that. Visit the animal shop. I cannot stand that dog. I don't think people really realize how bad that smell. Just the regular. It's not like it's crazy. It's just this little funkiness. I don't like it. It's just man. I don't want that in my house. I don't want fur and you licking on my shoes. Oh man, this is not me.
Jay, we used to be cool. We used to be cool, Jay. Come on now. You can't do that now.
Yes, it is. Let me see here. Hey, I'm gonna go over here. I told my husband.
Read it, baby.
I told my husband no dog, and he ended up falling in love with having a bunny instead. It's so much better than having a dog. Quiet, cute, soft, and easy to take care of. Okay. Okay.
I haven't. I had a is it called guinea pig?
You probably did.
Gerbil. What did I have? I had one of them.
Pebble said, "Sis, I just sent y'all a pic on your IG of the perfect dog for y'all. Let's chat." Oh, listen, we're not accepting dog applications.
Oh, he's not gonna
now.
like this. Sis, it looked too much like a pit bull. Look.
Oh heck no!
Can y'all
listen,
see this?
Y'all, if y'all listen, if she gets this dog, y'all be praying for her.
Can't see it at all.
If she gets this dog, it's probably gonna be something light and furry. I'll be honest with you. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be small
when it gets
and furry.
It just is.
Literally like a Yorkie.
Here's the last thing, and we have to jump into it.
I know.
We here with family. Y'all the Pillow Talk. Is this fam? Okay. Are we free to kind of talk with y'all? Okay. We just feel like we just sitting here chilling together. And so one of the things that really, I was like, I'm never gonna get a crazy big dog. I went to watch a UFC fight with some of my partners from where I used to work in retail, and these are my white homies. And we're all sitting there, and they got this dog. He was big. I think his name was like Nike or something.
Not Nike.
And he was so big. And so he's sitting like up on the couch like a grown big man. I'm talking about he's like a pit, and he's big. And his head is 4 times mine. I got a big head. So I'm like, what in the heck? So I'm sitting there trying to enjoy the fight, but I cannot stop thinking about how this dog could maul me in 2 seconds, and it could be over if he wanted. He could flip on me. Maybe my cologne was wrong. I'm talking about just bigger than you, but he's
that mindset, big. Baby. We got to start praying.
I'm like, this. No, who would ever have this?
No, we got to rebuke
big mammoth of an animal.
We got to rebuke the spirit of fear off of you, because for you to sit there and think that a dog is just gonna maul you because you're clone, that's crazy.
Big old.
You was okay with Michelle and Cody's dog, and it was humongous.
Yeah, but he was like lazy. He was no, only because I was there. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes when you get around other brothers, you gotta see they wouldn't have known I was scared either. I sat there in the UFC fight, and that dog sat right there, and I was acting like I was just in there, but my mind was halfway there and halfway looking at him like, you bust the wrong move, and I'm out straight up. Like that's how it was. So even with Cody and those dog, I sat there, and that dog would lay on that floor, and it was straight.
It was.
But anytime it got up, I was watching it like, okay.
I'm getting a dog.
Chill. So anyway, y'all tired of the dog talk? All right. Well, let's see. Joshua said, I'm sorry, bro, but dogs are the best. Just a small dog that doesn't
Yay,
share.
Josh.
Man, so you've been doing good, Josh. You came up with the names, bro, and now you talking about this. Come on, man, get a Chihuahua.
Oh no.
Nadia said, "Hey, girl. Hey, girl. What up? Hey, listen, we're about to jump in." Oh, you good? Mm-hmm. Okay. You got this first one. Good?
Okay, yeah, give me a second. Hold on.
Okay, listen, we about to jump into this first one. But listen, if anything that we say in the night blesses y'all in any type of form and way, man, please feel free to super chat us. It definitely helps us out. It blesses us. It blesses the channel. Help us keep going. We need to get so much different help in what we're doing right now. Legit. And let me tell you, people don't come free. Stuff don't come free. And so I'm so grateful for anybody that super chats. The highest super chats is the sponsor of the whole stream tonight. So, hey, you felt led. If you felt led, if not, hey, at the end of the day, still good. Press the like button for me. And please subscribe if you have not yet.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us everywhere. Like our stuff. Y'all, when y'all see us on the timeline, leave a comment. It helps the algorithm. Man. If you don't send super chats, if you don't buy merch, ebooks, we got so many options for you to support us. And one of the ways is just legit being
what's that?
Active, with us on social media.
So, man, push the like button, all that. Kingdom creators need to be up the algorithm. Y'all see the mess that's going on right now. And I ain't gonna get too deep into the Diddy land, okay?
No,
Diddy land, you know what I'm saying?
No, we're not talking about Diddy.
I ain't going deep into Diddy land.
First of all, y'all should have been knowing that man was doing a lot of foul
stuff. Allegedly, baby, you gotta say allegedly. All right, allegedly. Now you about to get us. We ain't allegedly. You know what I'm saying? You say take that, come in the mail. You say take that, go come to mail. But anyway, we need Kingdom up the algorithm. We tired of seeing what Diddy did. We should have known.
Baby, that laugh lasts too long.
It sure does. But
okay, but let's get into the
all right.
let's
But
get into
that's the problem,
first.
is that we give them too much power, and that's why they get to do what they did. What supposedly allegedly he did is because they get too much power, man.
Yeah, talking about him gives him power too.
All right, let me get him. He ain't gonna be on the algorithm. All right, let's get to this first. Y'all ready for this first topic?
I don't even know what it is.
It's
point to it. Okay.
You ready? All right, let's jump into it right now. This is an Iwegbu production.
Period. So one of our favorite podcasts with David Chance and Donnie Wiggins had a recent episode that has gone viral for many of reasons. I think it's a great topic to talk about. It falls in the lines of relationships. And so we would love for y'all to check out this clip.
Check this out.
Believe what's more powerful than attempting to control somebody is allowing people to be grown-ups and seeing what they would do without your interference.
I think asking Donnie, do you feel like you're easy to be led?
By who?
In general.
You couldn't lead me. But yeah, I do feel like I'm easy to be led. I'm led every day. David leads me here in this. Everything he tells me to do, I do it. In a relationship, I'm led by my friends. I'm led by my mother. I'm led by people who I trust to lead me. I am led for sure. And we also have to dispel that narrative. A woman who has an opinion, a woman who is intelligent, and a woman who is not afraid to demonstrate both doesn't equate to a woman who can't be led. People are led by people who they admire, love, and respect, right? When the advice makes sense, when the leadership is coming from a pure place, when the environment feels safe, we are okay being led. And a man understands that he never has to say, I lead you. He just shows up in its leadership.
First of all, not she stared at him like, hey, and what's up? You got a rebuttal for that?
Yes.
My favorite part is by who? He said, do you think you can be led? She said, by who? Not you.
Man, this is so heavy.
Yeah,
I think this is so heavy. What you're seeing is it. And first off, that's the Social Proof podcast, by the way. One of my favorite podcasts, by the way, with David Shands and Donnie Wiggins. And the whole discussion, you have to see the whole video because it was a crazy episode.
It was nuts.
Yeah, some things going on there. You have to go check it out. But I want to lean into what she was talking about, which he asked her, do you think you can be led? And what I think he meant by that is like an assertive woman like herself, a bossed up woman, the one who does not hold her tongue from nobody. Can she be led? And it made me think of the dynamic of us, because my wife is assertive. she's a high D on the DISC assessment. I'm a low D. Like, she's that person when it comes to it. And what some could consider an alpha female in some type of way, which I don't kind of, that is assertive female. She likes to get things done. And I will tell you that what she was talking about is real. One of the things and the challenges that I had to come about just early in our marriage, because I thought just because she was younger than me, I thought that I'll be able to tell her, hey, this will boom, 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 and without showing some fruit in some certain areas. And one thing I had to kind of learn was she had to trust my leadership, and she would only trust that, but what I showed her. Okay. And so I want to talk to more of the men who are dealing with I guess a assertive lady. When I was at a conference probably about a year ago, and we had a breakout men's group, and I'm gonna let y'all in a little bit, right? And in this breakout men's group, a lot of brothers were asking some questions. This was locker room, right? And multiple questions was about, how do I deal with my alpha wife? All right. I'm like, whoa, alpha energy wife. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And men just did not know how to do that. And so I think one of the ways that I learned to do this, and if you're dealing with a wife, or you're in a relationship with someone who's a bit more assertive, who doesn't hold their tongue. And that doesn't mean that's in a bad way, but it's not, you can't just tell them what to do. You got to give them a good reason. You got to let them know why and all those things. Here's just a few things that I had to learn. Number one is by looking, I had to do some personality testing with my wife to go do some deep diving. So number one, you need to become a student of your wife. Okay. Mm-hmm. I had to look at her DISC assessment and see, okay, this is what she respects. She respects someone who's competent and confident. So what did that mean? If I wasn't showing up in that type of way, that means that's something that I haven't grown into. Okay. And I was also able to see this because I understood my track record as well. So I understood what I was and what I wasn't. You have to have a clear view of who you are and what you're not. So I started to work on myself and level up in different areas. Also, being one who is more decisive. It's something that I had to work on. I could be one to go back and forth on it. Had to be one who, when she's asked me for something, okay, here, baby, this is what you should do. And sometimes she would be seeking me on something and I just would not give her an answer on it. So that was one. And just becoming more assertive myself. Her seeing me and how I function with other people. It's certain things, even something that happened here within the last week that she was commending me on. And it was just basically about myself. Sometimes I overcommit. And I had these passive ways that I'm getting over. Okay. I'm an ex-people pleaser, y'all. Okay. Y'all please pray for me. Okay. I'm getting way better than I was about a year and a half ago. But I was starting to overcommit and I stopped and I said, you know what? I got to cancel that. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I want to do it, but it's more, is this really something that's going to be substantive for me?
Yeah.
Or is it more because I don't want to lose love from them? And if they don't love me no more based off of me saying, hey, we can't do this, then they love a lesser version of me. You understand? They don't really love who I am today. And so if I would say this to any man that's dealing with an assertive woman, who you're wanting to come behind your leadership more and you're wanting to lead them and they kind of have that leadership quality as well. Be more assertive, work on yourself, because there's some reason why you attract that more out of her and she hasn't been able to step back and let you go forward. It's something that you're showing, and that's going to be through you growing is the way that you can help her become the best version of herself. So I don't know what do you got to say to the clip, babe?
Yeah, babe. First of all, that is so good what you just said. I think that is going to help so many men. I have been speaking on this subject for a very long time. It's submissiveness and all of that has always been my most viral reels, and people are always like, but what if you're a man? Like, talk to the men. I'm like, y'all, I'm not a man, so I will never teach a man how to be a man ever. I will never talk to them and be like, you need to do this. And so for you to even express this in this moment and talk about the passiveness that men could operate in, being the reason why a woman is more assertive and not as likely to follow is because of a passive man. I think that is it's just admirable, commendable, all the things.
Can I add one thing to that without you losing your spot? Will you? Can you pin it?
Go ahead.
And a lot of times passivity from a man and things of that sort comes from lack of leadership growing up in the home. Meaning a lot of times he never seen it. Okay, he never seen it. A lot of us that grew up throughout the 90s, early 2000s and stuff like that, a lot of fathers were not in the home. Okay, not saying that your daddy wasn't in your life, but he's not there. You're going to pick up more of the traits of what you see daily versus who you see on the weekend or every few months and things of that sort. Meaning if your mama was primarily who you saw, you gonna some of those different ways about how your mom was. And thank God my mom was kind of different of a woman. She was an assertive woman herself in a ways, but there were some traits that I didn't get to see. So I would tell a lot of times those men are probably even dealing with mother wounds that they need to go deal with in therapy, which I've had to go deal with myself. And also find other men who are assertive that you can kind of glean from afar, or mentorship that can help and guide you and grow in that area that you're weak in. Okay. Because at the end of the day, if you married or you're in a relationship, especially if you married to her. So you're going to have to figure out how to lead, point blank, period. And it ain't going to come by beating on your chest and leading. Now, I've also tried to do that before in my life back in the early times. That don't work down like that. You got to actually show up and you got to prove it.
Yeah, no, I think that it's good. They need to hear that, because I think that so many men do quickly run to the place like submit. And the Bible says submit regardless. And it's like, it actually does. It actually does say submit. Like there isn't if he is this, this, and that. If you are this, this, there is no if, ends, or buts. But it does absolutely make it easier for a woman, especially a woman that has been independent and decisive and had to stand her own and do it, like for most women. It makes it way easier when you do see someone thriving in their leadership. It makes you trust them, because I mean, the Bible says to test spirits and judge by the fruits and all of these things. And I think that's the same in relationships. When you see a man who has a track record of making good decisions, and he has a track record of leading and having empathy and compassion in his leadership, and love in his leadership, integrity in his leadership, it makes it easier for a woman to come behind it. But I think the caveat to this subject is that there are still some women, regardless of the health of a man's leadership, will still not submit. I think that there is a subject that I always lean into. No matter how healthy your man is, there you have to nurture your submissiveness. You have to nurture the ability to follow. You have to nurture the ability to be quiet, and to sometimes, even if your quote unquote ideas or direction or something feels better, in order for your man to even have the ability to grow, sometimes you got to fall back. And that fallback game, it has to be nurtured. And so I always speak to the women that say, all I need is a man to come in here and to lead and to show me that he's a good leader, and then I'll become this feminine submissive self. And it's not always true, sis. Like there are women that are with great men and literally just don't know how to be quiet.
Come on.
Like they literally don't know how to fall back. They don't know. And this is not a shot. It's like, you don't know how, because you've never done it. Especially if you are 30, 40 years old and you've just been getting it out the mud and working and assertive and deciding. And you cannot think that that's just going to turn off.
Come on.
And you get in the home and it's just like, oh, nope. Yes. Like, no, that's something that has to be trained. But I do think that automatically people assume a woman that is assertive to not be able to submit at all. So even when he said that in the interview, the guy, I'm like, first of all, what does this have to do with anything? He was just really trying to come for her.
Oh, for sure.
But it also revealed the insecurity of this man. Because oftentimes what a man, insecure men will get in a woman's life that is confident, that is sure of herself, and try to break her down. And it's really the insecurity in that man. And so I don't even know where that subject came from, but I don't agree that assertive women cannot be submissive and they cannot be led. I think that it might be a little harder and it has to be nurtured, but it's not impossible. But it does have to be nurtured. And that's something I always want to speak to for ladies that think, like, if you're single and you're watching right now and you really been doing your own thing, like that thing has to be nurtured. Ask your ex, like if you really want to see, hey, did I listen? Well, am I a good listener? Was I a good listener in our relationship? Because a lot of times you can think that you're something that you really aren't.
Yeah. And I think when I think about you, though you've always been assertive, you've always been so respectful, and like even if you did sometimes overcross a boundary or something, you coming back like, hey, babe, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have did that. I should have let you do that or whatever. You were always remorseful. I think that's why your reels go viral and me and be like, protect her at all costs. Oh my God. Somebody said the other day, I looked at the comments, we ran across a reel of my wife and she had went viral speaking to just in ways how she used to speak that wasn't right. And we didn't even know, they never tagged her. And in the comments, somebody said, is she AI? This got to be AI. And I'm like, no, she's a real person.
Say that all the time.
Right. Because I believe that though you're assertive, you're aware. You don't answer to me. You ultimately answer to the King. Like ultimately answer to God.
Yes.
Like you're submitted more. It's more about you're submitted to Him.
Yeah.
And so that's where I worry for maybe some of the ladies that are assertive that don't maybe have
Christ.
Christ.
If you don't have Jesus, and you don't have God as the center, and you are assertive and you are bossed up and you do have your own, humility can be very far away from you. And it is Jesus at the source of everything, God at the source of everything. Me desire, like, even in my submissiveness towards my husband and following him and being quiet when I need to be and trusting his leadership and falling back, all of that is first my desire to please God. That is literally the first and foremost thing, because I know what God has called him to do, and I know that I'm there to help that. And I can't help that by being bullied, by fighting for it to be my way. But to be honest, if Jesus wasn't in the picture, and I had the setup of just being assertive woman and a bossed up chick, I would be hard to deal with. But it is God that comes in and, okay, humility, joy, patience, love, empathy, understanding, and all my get an understanding. Seek to love him, seek to be slow to respond back. Like, actually try to hear this. If I didn't not have Jesus, like, that would be scary. And so I think that a lot of women, again, I don't think it's impossible, but it's really darn near impossible if you don't have God. If you're not really submitted to God, girl, you will talk crazy to a man. You will be physically violent toward a man. I mean, it's just so many things that can happen. And so, Jesus at the center for sure.
For sure. I hope y'all take some notes from that, man, because that's I don't know, we kind of extracted that from that clip there. You have to go see the whole episode. It was really crazy. But I want to know, what do y'all think about this situation of assertive women being led? Do you have some experience in that, or what's your comments on it? We want to know in the comments below. This is an Iwegbu production.
Period.
All right, let's check out some of these comments. I see them lighting up over here. So first off, shout out to our first super chat of the night for Quinay. Ladies Alike are here.
Yes, Ladies Alike.
Now the sponsor of this stream, man. I appreciate it. Listen, this really helps us out in many different ways. Quinay is the best ever. Yeah. Okay, she just is who she is. Let me tell you, anybody would tell you about her. Her character speaks for itself. Yes. All right, let's see. Oh, somebody said, hey, mom from the Change Mom group.
Yay!
Yes. The Code Family.
Thank you for joining us.
The Code Family Chronicles. All right.
Thank you for joining us, sis.
Yes. Someone said, high D's on the disc profile are typically successful business owners. All right.
That is true.
Come on, receive it.
No, I definitely know. Most people that are in leadership positions are high D's.
Yes. I think one of our good friends told us, he's like basically a master of this. Like, he's went through training. He said that high D's are 12% of the world, didn't he say?
Crazy.
About 12% of the world make up high D's. Very, very rare people. Quinay said, this is so good. All right. Let's see. Victoria said, I'm meditating on 1 Peter 3 for our marriage. I want that gentle and quiet spirit. That is dope. Shout out to you for that. Like, she's working on that, man. Getting in the word, because how else, like, all the keys are in there. Like, how we should be is all in there.
It really is.
Like, you got to connect with his word.
Yeah, that's why my main thing has been getting back to the original design. Yes. Like, getting back, what does it really mean to be a wife? What is marriage? What is the purpose of it? Like, what did we do this for? Not just to have legal sex, but like, what is the call? What is the assignment for this? Getting back, and you can only get back by getting in the word.
Come on, that's real. That's real. Oh, shout out to Chris Lynn.
Come on, Chris Lynn.
No comment, nothing, just the love. Period. Right there. $20. She's down the sponsor of the whole deal tonight. $20, man. We appreciate that super chat. Again, that goes to really support us in doing this. Thank you so much, man. Hey, listen, continue to let us know what y'all think about some of these subjects. I think we got next getting the Love Lounge here together.
Oh, Love Lounge.
Yes.
My God, I didn't know what I say.
So she's pulling it up. Hey, I think Sierra says such a beautiful soul. I think she's talking about Quinay there. Oh, Quinay, Everyone loves you.
Okay, got it.
You got it?
Yep.
All right, let me go ahead and hide this here. We're about to go into our next topic of the night with the Love Lounge. Let's get it. This is an Iwegbu production.
Period. Welcome to Love Lounge. Here at Love Lounge with the Iwegbus, we answer all of your dating and relationship and marriage questions. You can email us at theiwegbus1@gmail.com. We don't have that.
Iwegbus, not the Iwegbus.
We don't have the theme that you can pull up.
No, I don't have it on there, unfortunately. But you can kind of go. They can kind of go off of this though. It's all good.
I thought we had it. Yeah. So
Iwegbus.
Oh, maybe that's what
just take
Matt
the
was
D
doing.
out. Iwegbus1@gmail.com.
Okay.
Anybody put that in the comments for us. Iwegbus, okay, 1@gmail.com.
Yes. Email us at Iwegbus. I'm so used to saying the Iwegbus.
Yes.
Iwegbus1@gmail.com.
Yes.
All your relationship marriage questions, we answer them right here. Okay.
Yes.
So for today's Love Lounge, we have, as a married worship leader and a singer, I have been struggling with my wife's consistent disrespect toward me. Despite numerous attempts to mend the situation through prayer, gifts, dinners, and calm discussions, her aggressive behavior persists. While I deeply respect the Bible's command against divorce, the toll this situation has taken on my well-being became evident when I ended up hospitalized due to overwhelming stress. What advice do you have for me in this challenging situation?
Wow. That's pretty deep. So to start off, I would tell you that there is hope. The thing is, I would probably have more questions on this. Is more of like a counseling session when it comes to it. I would have so much questions of how is her walk with the Lord? Okay, because I think that's going to be one factor that comes into this whole different thing. But at the end of the day, you know, you're with her and you're there in that marriage, and I believe that God wants you to stay there as long as there's nothing else that's going on that's breaking the covenant. So I would say here, first off, man, the biggest thing to show through all of this, and I know this is about to sound really tough, man, especially when you're getting talked to crazy, that right there, that's one of the worst. Like, you might as well dang near hit the man in a way. Like when you're talking to him with some of your words and they're not right. So first off, I feel your pain there, but you're going to have to sacrifice in this season. And it's so tough. I was just reading, I believe it's Ephesians 5:22, if I'm not mistaken, and it was talking about that we are to be the sacrifice, like, you know, Christ gave up his life for the church there. And you probably could pull that up for us, babe. But like sometimes in your marriage, it's going to feel like death. I'm so sorry this is not about to be cute. What you're going through ain't cute, but I got to give you the real. Sometimes, even when she's speaking wrong, when she talking crazy to you, she emasculating you, she not respecting you and your leadership and your headship and all those things, you're still called to love her like Christ loved the church. You got that verse?
I do.
Okay, let's read that real quickly here.
Ephesians 5:25. For husbands, this means love your wives just as Christ loved the church. He gave up his life for her to make her holy and clean, washed by the cleansing of God's word.
Yes. So a lot of times, man, you know, I've ran into brothers who've had this same type of situation and they all want to get out. Mm-hmm. They want to get out. That's the first thing. And a lot of times we've practiced this in our singleness. Like, all right, cool. You want to be like that? I'll holler at you, deuces.
Yeah.
We're not there. This is covenant. And one of the things was when we had our issues, like earlier in our marriage, I had to look at you at those times. And I said, okay, you chose her.
Yeah.
You chose her. Better or worse, richer or poor. Okay, this is the worst part. This is actually living out the vows that you actually spoke. And so I'm not trying to beat down on you, bro. I want to lift you up. I definitely do. But I just got to give it to you real. That listen, this is going to take this is going to be painful in some ways, until the Holy Spirit deals with her in her heart and shows her where she's in error, where she's at, because a lot of times it's not going to come from you. So another thing that I would tell you to do is make sure that you guys are in right communities. Okay. And he said he's a worship leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're a worship leader. I would just say, and I don't know your situation, but if you were in front of me, I would ask, how is that church? Does she really like it? Are you growing there? Or are we just going here because we've been here for so long, or because I collect a check from this place? Is it really helping my family? One of the things that I wanted to be make sure that I did on purpose. I did it on purpose, and I wanted to be very aware of is where I sat my wife. Okay. Even this, and I don't know if I said this to you before, babe, but even when we had that situation at that church, right, where we went through some of that church hurt, one of the things that I knew about that teacher at that time was the way that he spoke was gonna pierce me and was gonna pierce her at the same time. And so there were some things that actually did, some words that actually did help out during that time, because the way he preaches was just like no holds bar. He's gonna straight up talk about something about marriage or relationships every single week. He was gonna do that.
Yeah.
And so I knew she needed to be in that environment. We were in one environment. She could have ran the whole thing straight up. She could have ran the whole daggone thing. I said, this is not good for my wife's growth, nor our marriage. It will bomb. They won't care because they got somebody who basically, is someone who does their whole thing. We'll just keep it there. So I'm telling you, make sure that the environments you're putting her in, are y'all doing double dates? Who else are y'all bringing around? She needs to get around another woman who serves and honor her husband so much it make her feel weird and awkward. Like, what the heck? Dang, you do that? You bring his plate out before everybody else's? You don't put it on plastic plates. You only do on regular plates. You know what I'm saying? Why are you laughing? My wife is laughing because a pastor once told somebody that's like, yeah, you don't feed your husband on no paper plates.
And now he must have came home talking about, y'all, I don't want to eat off paper plates no more.
I don't want to eat off paper plates no more. You honor me.
So who's gonna clean up?
Make sure I got the right plate. All right, the real plate.
I listen. He don't get no paper plate either.
So again, I'm just gonna say, put her in environments that make her uncomfortable. Things, if it makes her uncomfortable, it'll make her grow. You know what I'm saying? I want you to hear that. If it makes her uncomfortable, it will make her grow. You're the leader. You still lead that home. So at the end of the day, if you say, hey, we up and out this church, we going somewhere else, we're going somewhere else. And that's what needs to happen, point blank, period. And overall, seek out counsel. That's another thing. So what you got to say on this, babe?
I think it's just so many questions that I have, honestly.
So many questions.
So first and foremost, if you want to book a session with us, email us at Iwegbus #1 at gmail.com.
It's in the chat. Yes.
Hold on. I just want to look at the question one more time.
Go ahead.
Yes. So when I see a angry woman, I see a wounded woman. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of times we get so distracted by violent words or just outbursts of emotions that we forget that's just an expression of a wound, of hurt, of pain. But because it's louder, it can seem more chaotic. But silence is just as chaotic as outburst.
Come on.
It is, avoidance is just as chaotic and just as dangerous as someone that is talking crazy. It is just as bad. And so I want to debunk that a little bit, that, oh, this might be worse, but because I'm sorry, I'm a woman. So, I got to look at both sides, because I don't know that my question asks what has been done to, like, she didn't just arrive talking to you crazy. She didn't just arrive, you know how men be saying, yeah, my ex crazy. No, sir, you made her crazy. You cheated on her, you dogged her out, you slapped her across her face. She came home, saw a chick in the bedroom, you gave her STDs. Now you want to say she crazy? You made her crazy. You know, and I'm not talking to you, bro. I'm not talking about you on that. But I don't know. You know, if we talk to her, will we find out that you've cheated, that you've been addicted to porn and you haven't been wanting her, or you've been looking at every woman passing by, or like, what is your side? And I wish you would have shared a little bit more of that, because a lot of times there was another guy that asked, he kind of had a similar situation as yours. And he literally said, and there has been no infidelity, you know, and that helps because a lot of times there is infidelity in the equation, and that just changes everything. And so when I see this, I see a woman that is wounded, a woman that is in pain, and I want to ask, what's her source of pain? So that's something I cannot talk to, but that is the first thing that my mind went to. That's number one. What was the source of her pain? Why is she angry? Why is she disrespectful? You know, what's the why? The second thing is, if you have honestly been a stand-up man of God, you have been serving your family, you've been faithful, you haven't broken the covenant in any way, and she happens to have wounds from her past or her ex or family issues, and this is something that is sincerely just something that she is doing, obviously my mind is going to, well, what's her environment? Just like my husband said, like, what is the church that y'all are going to? Are you leading your home in prayer and in Bible studies? Are you fasting with your wife? Are you including her in the things that are happening in the church? Hey, babe, there's an event this weekend for the wives. You should go. I bought you a ticket. Are you taking her out on dates? Are you romancing her? Are you loving on her? Are you still her friend? Are you a safe place for her? And so I have to piggyback off of what you were saying, babe. Like, this is the real game. Like, people run away as soon as it gets hard. That is why the divorce rates are so high. Like, we get to this place where, like, I don't know why it has become such a joke to just divorce and move on and break children's hearts and continue on generational curses and continue on generational baggage that now, because you took the quote unquote easy route out, now your kids got to deal with the mess, right? Now, because you didn't stay firm in your position. And so for anybody that is dealing with a hard situation in your marriage and you're like, what the heck? And I'm not talking about abuse and getting cheated on and like crazy stuff. I'm talking about you're in a hard season. You're in a difficult season. I think there's a reason why the Bible says for husbands to love their wives. Think about as Christ loved the church. Like, do we really know what that means? We're talking about lashes on his back, a perfect man of God, a perfect God taking whips on his back for people who spat. Okay, they spit at him. We're talking about a God that didn't have to take this route. That could have said, screw all of y'all and your mamas, and still said, they don't know what they're doing. I'ma love them even in their arrogance and their ignorance and their selfishness and their pride. I'm gonna love them. I'm gonna sacrifice my life, my comfort of being in heaven with my God for the people that I love. That is the way that you are supposed to love your wife. Message. So if we are true believers, because it be believers, they be like, nah, you need to go. Do you believe in the Bible? And do you really stand on, are you really a believer? No, I really want to ask that. Are you really a Christian? If you run away at every difficulty in marriage and you are ready to divorce, my first question is, do you truly believe what the word says? Do you truly believe when it says, hey, let me go ahead and tell y'all what your position is. Love your wives as Christ loved the church. Do you believe that? And if you do, oh my gosh, he went to the end of the world for us. And I just want to take this moment to shout out such a sacrificial man in my life. You know, I've been telling you that constantly over and over and over and over again, like just seeing you display such selflessness in our marriage, sacrificing from the smallest of things, of laying in bed at 1 a.m. and I'm like, babe, can you please go get my water? From the smallest thing of that.
What she does.
No, I do. I really do. I'm like, babe, please go get me my water downstairs and put some ice in it, and just make sure you put the lid on right. From small things like that all the way into the, other things that you don't have to do. You could be selfish. I mean, in so many ways that I probably am more than you are. And I think it plays into the obviously the relationship that you have with God, but it also it affects me in a beautiful way where I'm like, dang, okay, now I like you asked me last night to get up and get some Tylenol, and I was like, sir, it is 1 a.m. and you want me to and he said, and find the Tylenol with no caffeine in it. So I can't just find the pill bottle. I gotta read the thing to make sure it don't have caffeine in it. But I remembered all the times that you were sacrificial in your love toward me. And I'm like, I can do this. And so, yeah, I don't think that we really know. Like, I really don't think this is why, and I'm going to be done after this. This is why it pays to really actually know your word. Because anytime you are ready to leave, anytime you are ready to give up, anytime you are insecure, anytime you are trying to self-sabotage, anytime you are doubting, anytime you want to worry, anytime you are struggling with anxiety, all you got to do is open up your word. Message. And it'll tell you, be anxious for nothing. And it'll tell you, love your wife as Christ loved the church. And it'll tell you that you are the head and not the tail. And it'll tell you that you are a lender and not a borrower. And it will tell you that you are a chosen people. And it will tell you that you are royalty and high priest. It'll tell you to be slow to speak and quick to listen. It'll tell you in all you're getting, get an understanding. It'll tell you if you do not work, you do not eat. It'll tell you that you are lazy if you don't go provide. It'll tell you that you reap what you sow. It'll tell you that how you raise up your children, if you raise them up the right way, they will return. There's so many things that in the middle, in the process of the journey, we get discouraged in, and we never get back our courage. We never get back our hope. We never get back our stance with God because we do not open up the word. You got to remind yourself, God, what did you say about this? I know what my homegirl saying, girl, you better get up out there. You got a big booty. You fine. You can find the next Negro to marry you, girl. Boys are, they taking wives with kids. Now, don't listen to your homegirl. Listen to that word. That word tells you to fight. Covenant vows that you took, that till death do you part. Sickness and health, good and worse. You said those vows with your pretty self on that wedding day. Now stand on that.
Definitely. Listen, if you want to see what that sacrifice, if you want to be reminded of that this Sunday, this is Resurrection Sunday.
It is.
Churches will be having so many different displays of what it may have looked like, and we never could even see the full picture of what he did.
Yes, Lord.
Like you said, I'll never know how much it costs.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? To see my sins upon the cross.
Yeah.
Like I'll never know.
Yeah.
And so people wonder, like, when I was talking about sacrifice the other day on my live, this is what I'm talking about. That when we went through some of the worst of times, and this is what has kept both of us through treacherous times. And this is what we see a lot of times. When we get in front of people who talking about being on the outs, this is the part they ain't even thinking about. They ain't even thinking about God. He went out the window. They feelings over him right now. They feelings is all over that, man.
Yeah.
And so this is what I go to each and every time, man. So right now you might have to be the sacrifice, bro. We are definitely praying for you, but again, email us. We would love to go even deeper and get into maybe a session. Go ahead.
Yes. Very, very last thing. Like, please do some deep self-reflection. Please. Like, every time I went in my prayer closet to tell on my husband, God told me about me. And it kept my eyes off of him. The Bible talks about, like, stop focusing on the speck in your neighbor's eye and focus on that log that is in yours. Your neighbor is your wife in this sense. Like, stop focusing on that. Let's really lock in with God and see what are the areas that you can work on. And a lot of times things got better for us because our head was down, focused on our own log.
Yep.
Literally. That's a lot of times boom. I'm telling you, that has been the gem and the key. That really was kind of the shift of our marriage, when it was like, dang, I am a mess. Let me go ahead and like put my head down and go work on me while we're in this thing together. Let's really work on ourselves. So just want to say that.
Most of the greatest revelations from us didn't come from each other pointing the finger.
No,
you know what I'm saying? It's getting in the word and then God pointed at us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh wow, I am
it's
a mess.
Me.
So man, what do y'all think? What advice would y'all give in this situation, man? We want to know from y'all, and let us know down in the comments below. This is an Iwegbu production.
Period.
Want to go to the chat here and see what is going on. Let's see here. Somebody said Kevin said Kevin Hart said it's probably not the church, it's her. She probably don't go to church with him. Oh my gosh, we don't know. We don't want to make assumptions. Let's see here. You gotta have endurance in the Lord many times. Okay, yeah. So and then Cool the Lover said you gotta have endurance in the Lord. Many times uses your spouse imperfections to grow your faith independence.
Heck yes.
Yes.
Heck
Definitely.
yeah.
Really does.
Oh, that's why you marry your
word right there, brother.
No, that's a great word, Chris. Or is it what's his name?
It's Cool the Lover.
Cool the Lover. Whoa. Is you marry your opposite for a reason, even if you don't like the fact that they are your opposite. Yeah. Those areas are literally the areas that God has called to be a mirror to you and to challenge you. And I think that's what can be annoying. Like, why aren't they this? They just need to do this. No, you need to grow in patience.
Really? Yeah.
You need to grow in your grace. You need to grow in empathy. Why is she so sensitive? Because you need to become more compassionate.
Yeah.
Why is he so whatever? Because you need to grow in the opposite area. God sends you your mirror, and he sends you the opposite for a reason. Really because if I was to marry another assertive, another a spontaneous, another all the things I am, we will be a wreck. We will have fun.
People think that
we will kick it. Don't get me wrong, but we might be broke. So we might be broke.
Man, champion that opposite. Man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad that she's so strong in the areas that I, weaker in.
Ambi's the extrovert. I'm the introvert.
Yeah.
I can hold down a lot of areas, but public settings, that's him. I let him shine.
Definitely, man. So yeah, everybody else has just got a bunch of different like signs and eyes on this bad boy. Hey, listen, man, I pray, I hope that spoke into him. I hope that really did help him.
Yeah, and any other married couple that's watching, like, y'all don't give up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling y'all, as somebody that was looking like, what the heck did I do and why at one point, to like, oh my gosh, I couldn't have chosen a better person. I couldn't have prayed for it. Like, to go from such drastic sides is literally, I think, a testament to our fight.
Yeah, it's like, God, you did like I always tell them, you did better than I deserve.
Yeah,
like straight up, you did. You gave me better than I deserve, man. And the pattern and all that it shouldn't have been what I got, but he gave me better because he's seen past that, but he saw really my heart.
For sure.
So yeah, man, I pray that helped him out immensely. Listen, we are about to jump into this last one here. All right. And this is the aha moment of the week. Let's get it. This is an Iwegbu production.
Period.
So it is time for the aha moment of the week. Yes, man. Hey, listen, aha moment of the week. We want y'all to grow with us as we're growing, man. And so we bring something that's a revelation and hoping that it can help you in some form, in some way. In this week's aha moment of the week is your decisions have a trickling effect. All right. Let me tell you. So recently I've been reading this book. It's called Better Decisions, Fewer Regrets by Andy Stanley. We're going to make sure to put that in our Amazon store.
That book is really cute.
And I like it.
Small.
Yeah, it's small. That's when I seen it, I was like,
100 pages.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably more than that.
It looks small.
But recently I was just reading in here and I just had a revelation of something that was kind of more of a reminder, if anything. And I was reading here and he was talking about you writing your story. Like, your story isn't over, that you can write this story. But knowing that whatever it is that you do in your story has a trickle down effect on everyone else. And so on here, Andy says this. He says, we never know what or who hangs in the balance of the decisions we make, and thus the stories we tell. What we do know is the private decisions have public implications, perhaps generational implications. Our private decisions won't remain private. Our personal decisions will impact other persons. And so he goes into a story about his grandfather and some of those decisions. And he adds on, our private decisions don't remain private. Our personal decisions impact other persons. Once our story becomes their story, it is their story to tell.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
It's their story to tell. So we've been there, right?
Yeah, we have.
so I was reading
now your
this.
story, my story.
Your story, my story. You're a different person in my story. It's the way that you thought. But this just was so much, I guess, a more just an awakening and reminding me, and so much confirmation of certain things that I've seen in decisions. And the reason why I started to read this, because I'm like, I want to make sure I'm better. Like, I'm at an age and point where every decision I make right now is big. Like it could, like, I can't lose 5 years and 10 years. That's not what I can do. So it's big. So I said, let me go and get better in this area, make sure that I'm firm in this area. So it made me think of just my upbringing and how the decisions of my father impacted me. And so I think about, if you don't know, like my mother and father, they never were together my life. Since I've been born, I lived with my mom. I would see my dad, and I would see him like every few months or so. And he was in my life nonetheless. He was there, but mainly most of the time I was with my mother. So I grew up and I went into relationships. They never were married, mind you, but they never had issues. Never no problem about anything. I never seen him. If I needed clothes for school, my mom would just call my dad. He wasn't on child support, none of that stuff, right? So what did that do with me? It caused like a cognitive distortion in a way of thinking that I can go and I can actually be cool with a woman. I maybe can have a child and I don't have to be with them and everything will be okay. No.
Sorry.
Oh man. And I come to learn as I was doing this and I was following the pattern, I was going by the pattern of my father and didn't even see it. So by probably like age, I think I was close to 20 when I had my first child. Okay, mind you, so my daughter's going to be 18 actually here in the next couple of days. My daughter will actually be 18. And I right away got to see when that mother told me, because I didn't want to be with her, that you will not see your daughter. I had to come back from college, had to grab a job, and I had to go fight in court and get my joint custody right away. And I also had this effect when it came to also having another child, when it came to it out of wedlock. And when I looked up, it was already dang late. I didn't even notice this, but I literally had matched what my father did. Didn't even think about it. Never thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Love my dad, but he didn't know any better, anything. He had three kids with 3 different women. And I had matched them, but thank God I found the one. Thank God on you. So when I looked at this and it was just talking about your story and just how these decisions impact just so many other people than you, I wanted to bring this message to our Pillow Talking family and just say, hey, because there's somebody right now, we just got through talking about someone who was considering divorce and they think that it's going to turn out okay.
Yeah.
But guess who are going to hang in the balance of that decision and will affect not only that child, but probably even that child's child.
For sure.
That's going to be their kids if they go ahead and they decide to do that. And so I want us to really think about that. This aha moment is like, what decision am I making right now? How is this not just going to impact me? How's it going to impact my kids? If I don't got kids right now, how is it going to impact my future family in going forward? One of the people that I love so much for using his single season in such a great way is Anthony O'Neal. Shout out to Anthony O'Neal, man, because the way that he moves, he's always talking about setting up his future, what his future wife is, and then what he want his kids is, and he doesn't even have his wife just yet.
Yeah,
and he's so methodical in that. And so as we write our story going forward, we want to write it a little bit different. So for instance, now I'm married. I saw the pattern. I was like, dang it, I ran right into it. But I said, this is not how this story ends though, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm white. This woman right here, thank God, she's amazing. She fits all my non-negotiables, all of that. married her. And guess what? I ain't going nowhere. We going through this, right? And I want to change what tomorrow looks like for the generations that come after me. What does it look like financially? What does it look like in a health life? As far as what standards am I setting when it comes to health and all those things? What does it look like about living out your actual purpose and things of that sort? A lot of us, here's the big thing. More is caught than taught.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? More is caught than taught. You can say all you want to your kids. Please believe me. I got to see it when I got a teenage daughter.
Yeah.
when she turned teenage, I said, wow.
That's your daughter.
That's my daughter. She called. I told her, don't do this. Do it. It's called. So you could think what you're doing right now is not going to affect your children. They're looking at everything. So for instance, one thing that I learned, I just study people a lot of times when I'm looking at interviews and all that. I noticed that people who were entrepreneurs and do it so fluently, not all of them, but a good majority of them come from an entrepreneurial family.
For sure.
And they walk in it way easier. It's almost second nature.
For sure.
Even if they try to go to law school or they try to do this or that, they saw dad growing up and taking care of this business so much. They saw mom doing her business so much that they don't, it's just not even in their nature to go and clock in for someone. They automatically become creatives. So what I'm saying to you is this. I know for us, we want our kids to think more entrepreneurial. So what shift are you making that's going to change the story tomorrow for your kids? What are you going to do? What decisions that you're trickling that's going to trickle down in a positive way and manner, man? So I wanted to just pose that to you guys right now today. The things that you're doing today will affect someone else tomorrow, and you just don't even know what that effect may be. So what you got to say to that, babe?
That was powerful, babe. So good. I pray that encouraged y'all. I think that has been, like I said earlier, the driving force to everything that I do. Anytime I think about being lazy, I think about slacking off, I think about giving up, I'm like, wait a minute, I have a whole childhood right now that's happening, and how they see me and how they view me and what I overcome and what I face is one less thing they have to overcome and one less thing they have to face. And so it is that force behind me where I'm like, if I can just get over this hump, Brooklyn even won't have to deal with it. If I can just get over this fear, this will be ease to them. They'll glide into this. I don't want them to have to fight like I am. I don't want them to have to be up all night confused and God, are you sure? And giving up and sad and then back happy again. I don't want them to deal with the plethora of emotions that come while you are the person holding the baton, while you are the mantle holder, while you are the generational shifter. I don't want them to have to do that. No, I want them to slide into their house that we got for them. Yes, them, the daughter and the husband. I want them to slide into the car that we got them. Slide into, here's the keys to the business we want you to take over in LA location in Texas. I want them to have ease. And so it is the thing that's behind me where it's like, girl, get up. Girl, get up. You got daughters. You won't, nope. I don't want them. Nope. Don't want to worry about that. Don't want to worry about that. And I think for me, decisions was, I kind of had the opposite effect where I didn't make a bunch of bad decisions that didn't follow me or anything. Like I came with my own baggage, of course, in ways, but I didn't make, my life has been graced. Even the things that I did do that I should be reaping the consequences, I'm not, by the grace of God. And so that can kind of set up a mindset. Like when you, for instance, have had abortions I didn't, but a lot of times people have, deletions. Dang it, I forgot. I cannot say that on here. Yeah, when you have terminated.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
I think
terminated. Yeah, when you've terminated children and you've taking some routes to where you can kind of clean up your trail, your track, you can take advantage of life in a lot of ways, thinking that it can come easy. So a lot of times it takes bad decisions, bad things happening that you're like, oh shoot, I need to stop playing, And so I think that it was grace for you, even though you did the same things. I think that maybe you would have just still played around. Maybe you wouldn't have got serious about marriage. Maybe you wouldn't have really gave your life to God. Had you not went through the chaos. But it does have an effect on our daughters. It's an effect there. And so I agree. And I think that everyone should take that as your drive. Like, even if you don't have kids right now, what can you do for them to face one less mountain, one less valley? What is something you can do that they don't have to carry what you're carrying?
That's so good. That's really so good, man. And I think that's really, and even in my story, thank God for my salvation. That's really what shifted it. The difference there is, my dad, don't get it wrong, he got a relationship with the Lord, but he ain't like me. My dad real chill with it. It's not how I am with it, man. And I just thank God for that. That changed my whole mindset, because there was a point in time where I grew up because of seeing them cooperate so good. I didn't really think I would get married for like a long time. If I was ever to be married, I thought you could just be good and you have kids. I was like, I got you that. I'm like, oh, this is how it really go. I didn't know that. I didn't know that women keep kids away from men. I didn't know any of that. So, I had to learn that through the school of hard knocks. And that's why you see us so much talk about the things that we say, decisions. And we're really pounding those things, man, because the culture tells you hook up. You know what I'm saying? Go and do what you do. Go ahead and live with your boyfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Culture tells you to divorce when things get hard. And then you wonder why your kids can't seem to keep a man, can't seem to get married, can't seem to find that one. That stuff affects your perspective. Even, from where I'm from, it's like next. It's very so much next. Like if that marriage don't work, move on to the next. If they neglecting you, move on to that. That stuff plays in your mind.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what people say, like that stuff affects you. If you think divorce is so easy to get out of, my first question is, did your parents do it? And most of the time they did.
Yeah.
Most of the time, or they never was married, right? So it affects that mindset, seeing mommy and daddy in the kitchen loving on each other and kissing each other and affectionate and doing trips together and family stuff. You look at the children from those type of parents, and they're typically successful. They're typically get married one time. It's real, y'all. There's no way to get around it. Decisions affect the next generation.
They do. They're even more emotionally stable. A lot of times, like those, the men that usually end up most of the time, your favorite pastor and all that, their dad was a really good leader.
Yeah, he was
like that's why they don't. Fired. That's why everybody's up under him, because he set it up.
Yeah,
he set it up before him to where he didn't have to do that, man. And so many of us men, especially, we're out here trying to do something we never even seen, because somebody else who didn't put it in our court the right way. And maybe they didn't have the resources. They didn't have a pillow talker with the Iwegbus to sit up here and say all these things. Listen, you're listening to us now, man. If you're doing things right now that's not right in a good future, get out of that.
Yeah.
Listen, you shacking up, break the lease.
Yeah.
Get up out of there. Because guess what? You get a baby and then you think y'all gonna be cool together forever. Okay, you think it's gonna go good. Yeah, she cool now. Yeah, he cool now. Hey, let me tell you, a lot of those things don't work out the way you think, man. So again, you're gonna be passing the baton. Make it lighter on the next generation, because your decisions matter and they have a trickling effect.
Amen.
So that's it for the aha moment of the week. Listen, we want to know, what do y'all think about that aha moment of the week, about the decisions and it trickling down? Let us know in the comments below. This is an Iwegbu production.
Period.
All right, let's go to some of these comments. All right, so let's see here. Okay. Hey, facts, wow, woo. All right, we loving it. Pillow talking family, you know it already.
I was trying to find this scripture.
Which one?
It's about decisions. But go ahead. I'm
just yeah. All right, let's see here. Yes, pillow talking family. I think we're gonna come with pillow talkers or something. No, I'm coming up with a name. I wanted the ring right. All right. Miss L said yes. Let's see. Yes. All right, so yes, Miss L said yes, that causes a mindset of you could weasel your way out of things. I had that mindset before I had my daughter. Yeah, man. It's just not that simple. It's just not. It's really so hard to get out of generate. Like, that's why it's so hard for a lot of us. A lot of people, you might be like frustrated that you're trying to go for more and you keep running to these brick walls of things, and it's hard. You got to think you're doing something that you literally have not been computed to do.
You're the first in your bloodline.
Have some grace on yourself.
Yeah, you're the first in your bloodline to do a lot of things. And that, y'all, we don't have the time to tap into the spiritual aspect of that. The enemy's like, heck no, you're not about to do that. You know how many years demons and witches and warlocks been controlling this area of y'all bloodline, and you got the nerve to want to come up against it? Oh, the battles are coming. Tired, lazy, sick, heartbreak, doubt, anxiety, addictions, all the things get thrown at you. Why can't I get past this? Why can't I just get over this hump and just move and just break away and just, why do I gotta love him like this? Dang, why do I gotta that's the enemy, man. And you are fighting generational things. That's what, again, I don't think people even know how much. That's why I think that AHA was so good. Like decisions.
Hey, everything I tell my daughters all the time, like, hey, listen, your decisions, you ain't seeing them today, you're gonna see them a few years from now.
For sure.
So I tell her all the time, hey, practice when nobody's looking. All that. I'm trying to let them know your environment's stronger than what you think it is, and all of those things, because we just, like I'm telling you, those decisions are big. You see just patterns in the culture. You know, when we're talking about just African Americans, and we unfortunately we tear each other down a lot of times. We're beating up each other. And I was recently watching I think the dude name is Godfrey. He was on Club Shay Shay, and I saw this clip. And he was talking about like, you know, the whole comedy war that's been going on since Cat Williams came and blowed up the spot, and Monique and all of them, and just how we treat each other. And he said, you don't see that with the you know, with our white brothers and sisters. That does not, he's like, that does not happen. They're actually supporting each other. Hey, once you come on my platform, I come on yours, and things of that sort. He said it was so crazy. He was talking to a drug dealer there in his city, and his drug dealer told him that he went to China to go do like some plug deal, right? And he said the China guy was talking to him, was like, he said, you know, black people, man. He said something about you guys.
That sounds Nigerian.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I can't do Chinese. I can't do Chinese. He said, but basically, the Chinese drug dealer dude was telling him. He told the other brother that's the black man drug dealer. He said to him, he said, y'all basically, I'm paraphrasing. He's like, y'all set the culture, like y'all set the trends of everything, but y'all don't do right with each other. He said, dang, he said it was so bad that he said, black people we can't even organize crime. That's what he said.
For sure.
I was like, dang, he said, we can't even organize crime. But it's been from so long, let's talk about from slavery on. Sold our own people into slavery. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a pattern that is so hard for us to break. We don't even see that we do it to each other.
You wonder why black women can't get along. Somebody deep down our ancestral line made a decision to not love their black sister. Someone started a whole hundreds of years ago, right? These decisions, absolutely. That was really, really good. I think everybody should be just self-reflecting, number one, on, you know, past decisions, like the things that you have made, because a lot of times we think that life is just hard. No, you've made bad decisions. I just can't seem to get the right job and get the right money. No, you make bad decisions. You're lazy. You eat bad. You don't get up. You don't work hard. You're in your own box. You're still comfortable. You don't want to be challenged. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Like, really have that moment with yourself, and then look at the decisions you can make to set up a better future, not only for yourself, but for your children.
Yeah, I love on here too, where Andy's talks about, once our story becomes, like he says about those private decisions that don't remain private, just it goes back to the whole, what goes in the dark comes to light and all that. And once, you know, our private decisions don't remain private, our personal decisions impact other persons. Once our story becomes their story, it is their story to tell. And I'm telling you, like, it made me think of, make sure that you're treating everyone with so much love and care. Like, because you don't want to be, you know, some people get upset even with us. They know that they're the villain in our story. Right. It is what it is. Like,
well, it's not even just like make sure you treat people with care, but it's also like your decisions, even if you don't think it's going to impact other people, it does.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there are things that have happened even with, you know, you having children outside of wedlock that happened with one daughter that affected the others.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's not even just be mindful of how you behave with people, but sometimes things that you think is selfish and you think you're just doing this on your own can affect the people that you love. It can affect the people
that
you
night.
love.
You ain't thinking about it that night. You ain't thinking about it when you going in that toxic relationship.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about like none of that stuff was in my wildest dreams.
Yeah.
And then now when you deal with it, you're like, oh wow, okay. And that's for me, it's like, all right, I'm alerted to say I gotta go warn them. I gotta go warn the people that pull up to my live. I gotta go warn them. No. Stop doing that. Don't do that no more. No. I did through that, so you don't have to go through that. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna help you out here right now. So that's why I get so daggone fired up and passionate about that.
Are we out of the aha moment?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We just still kind of lingering a little bit.
No, I have to talk about a very sensitive topic. I want everybody to send me a prayer hand in the comments if I can talk about something really sensitive.
Send a prayer hands, y'all. Oh, the book is called Better Decisions, Fewer Regrets by Andy Stanley. Better Decisions, Fewer Regrets by Andy Stanley. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm waiting for a prayer.
Where's prayer hands?
That
y'all.
lets me know I'm in a safe place.
Let her know. We trying to. If she in a safe place, somebody put some prayer. Okay, Regina gave us the prayer hands. Okay. Samantha just gave us prayer hands.
Can we get 5? It's 21 of y'all. 5 people to send some prayer hands.
Let's get more. While we getting those, I want to read this comment right here from Samantha. She said, "I never watch lives, but this is so worth it. All of this is needed. Definitely meant for me to hear. And I have 2 daughters and son. I'm saved and want to be a great example." Man, shout out to you, Samantha. So glad that we were able to bless you in some type of form and way. Our story. All right, we got real quickly here. Is it cool if I jump to Josh's real quick? You
if you do the what?
Jump to Josh's because they gave you the go ahead. I'm gonna see what Josh said here. Yeah, oh, you got more than 5. He said a lot of times entrepreneurs are very hard on themselves because of the high expectations they have for their life. No, really,
super high expectations.
Super high. They're everything. Like some people could think that it's for the glitz and the glam. It's like for us, freedom. I sat there with her. I said, we gotta do this amount. We have to do this amount of income. We have to, if we really care about the people that we say we care about. It's not for greed and for cars and clothes and no. It's about freedom. Options.
It's about freedom.
Yeah, freedom.
Options. Being able to do, like, when people pass away, you don't have to sell turkey legs and stuff.
Come on, man.
That's what it's about.
Time out for that, man. Straight up. All right, let's get to it real quickly here. Y'all got the book. All right, you got more than 5, baby. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
Yeah. So, a lot of times I want to speak to decisions that people think is private, and it probably is, but it can have public repercussions. Yeah. So it makes me think of 2 things. It makes me think of masturbation. It makes me think of terminating, while you're pregnant. And a lot of times we make these 2 decisions to try to avoid another bad decision. So for instance, if you are, addicted to corn or you're, masturbating, you're trying not to be in sin with another person so you don't get pregnant. But the repercussion to that is you could have a bad intimate life with your future spouse. There are so many people who literally cannot reach their climax unless they touch themselves, because they literally train their body to masturbate for so long that a man is not enough. It doesn't make them do what they can do on their own, or toys don't make them do what so even private things that you think it isn't as bad, or at least I'm doing this to get out of this. No, that still has repercussions. And then even with terminating, oh, well, I knew he wasn't the one, but there have been women that have done it so many times, or even one bad time can allow you to become infertile and not have kids in the future. Yeah. So because you made this decision thinking you were getting out of something, you get married to your husband and now you can't have kids for him. And so it's things like that. I think I should have talked about this in the actual aha moment, but I thought about it because I think that people think, oh, I didn't have a baby mama. I don't got a baby daddy. I didn't go to jail. I didn't do drugs. But there are those private things that you think you're getting away with, that now that we're counseling couples and talking to people, we're seeing, no, these things have same consequences. Yes. People think because somebody got pregnant out of wedlock and they got a baby daddy that's bad. No, also what is bad is you don't want your husband, you don't want your wife, you touching yourself in the shower when she go to sleep. That's just as bad. And so just know all of those private decisions, man, they can display themselves publicly.
Sure, yeah, man. Yeah, has some lifelong issue, man. When I think about the men or women that deal with the touching themselves situation, man, I just be praying because, that's not something I ever dealt with. That's one struggle. Unfortunately, I didn't deal with. Obviously, I did
Not
the other
unfortunately.
thing. I mean, fortunately, I'm tripping. Yeah. That I didn't deal with, but I just be like, dang, that's tough. I didn't know it was such a stronghold. Yeah. I didn't know that corn, it didn't hit me the way that it hit some other people.
Yeah.
That they say it's a lot of pastors
for sure
struggled with it.
A lot.
And I was like, what?
Wow. I remember we was at this event and this girl's dude was sitting next to me. He said, so everybody struggle with corn?
I didn't even
I was like,
I didn't even know it was that heavy like that. Yeah. I was like, and whatever caught them, I'm grateful.
And we're not making fun of
no,
this,
not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. But just like they probably like, good, I didn't catch no kid or no woman that I didn't want to be with for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But it just speaks to, man, whatever decisions it may be, whatever it is, it may even look good on paper. Because it ain't on paper, so they didn't see you get pregnant out of wedlock.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You went and got rid of it.
Yeah, because you went and you still you're gonna deal with that. Whether it be that you infertile, whatever, or it may just be emotionally. We know people who did that, and now it's years later. Now they're
grieving their child that they gave up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's
still grieving. And they was cool at first, like that was the best decision I made. Thank God. And then 4, 5, 6, 10 years. They're crying for a year straight because they're grieving a baby, an unborn child.
Yeah, man. Let's do it in God's order. Do it God's way, man.
Yeah.
Do it your best. We will fall short. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
But do your best to make the best decisions possible that can set up your future and also those that come after you. So, man, we are so grateful that y'all allowed us to, be transparent. Talk with y'all tonight, man. All my pillow talkers that are out here, man. Hey, just again, any type of form and way, if y'all ever want to bless, we got the Radical Love gear that I don't have it on tonight. All right. I'll have the Radical Love merch on tonight, but you can always go to rdlove.shop and be like, listen, I want to bless y'all, but I want something tangible. I want something that I can actually hold at the same time. We got mugs on there. We got shirts on there. A good amount, some really dope shirts for the ladies, like Sanctified Baddie, that Holy Girl Era polo that you got, the hat.
Yep.
Oh my, amazing. Really, really good stuff.
Original
design.
Yeah.
Ladies, want to make sure that y'all remember, tap in with my wife, with the Ladies of Light. Come on.
Man. Big things are on the horizon.
Great things.
We're working on butt off.
Yeah, we've been working on some stuff, man. So make sure that y'all do that, man, in any type of form or way. Y'all messages, even if you're not buying merch or you're not doing a super chat, man, your messages and your comments, man, they bless us so much and encourage us so much to keep going, because sometimes it is not easy, okay, with the schedule and all of that, man. And so we greatly appreciate every bit of it. It really does help us out there. So, hey, listen, y'all, we are not going to keep y'all any much longer. Hey, make sure y'all press that like button.
Please, y'all.
Subscribe on here and all those things. Anything else there, Ray?
No, we love y'all. We thank y'all for pulling up. Listen, invite your friends. Tell all your people. These are my people. Pull up and watch. You just never know who can get blessed, what things we can say that someone can hear for the first time, and it just opens up their mind. We are literally out here trying to expose, first of all, the lies of the enemy when it comes to dating and marriage, but also to unfold and expose the truth, through the word, through the word of God. And so if you know somebody that can do relationships better, send them this link. If somebody can do their marriage better, send them the Iwegbus way. We also offer coaching for couples, so you can email us to book with us and all of that good stuff.
Yes. And so, hey, until next time, man, take all of these gems. All right.
Yeah.
Help somebody else, or also help yourself, and make sure that you have a better relationship going forward, man. Yes. In the meantime, man, y'all stay blessed out there. We will holler at y'all. Peace. This is an Iwegbu production.
Period.
Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content. Yes. Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Iwegbus. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.